So when you start a new run, you actually want to go to the continue menu instead of going to start game, because here you can basically skip a lot of cutscenes in the early game. So yeah, you select the only level you have unlocked, which is the metro, and left click to play. So since you have a fresh save file, you should only have one mask, which is Richard. So you want to select it as fast as possible, which you do by mashing your left click when the level loads. So right after the introduction, like title screen of the level. So here you start time, and about here you start mashing. So you get the mask as fast as possible, and now you can play. So this first enemy, which is behind the door, you can approach him in two different ways. The first way is to just knock him down, pick up his bat and execute him, and then go to this bathroom guy and kill him. But what you can also do is you can throat slit this guy, which is a bit of a bug. You're not supposed to do it behind doors, but here you can. So as you approach this door, you press the spacebar about when you hit it, and hopefully if you get the timing right, you'll be able to perform a stand execution on this guy. So like this. It's no big deal, like if you miss it, you'll be on a standard execution and you just do it. It doesn't matter much. But something to note is, if you get it, the weapon that is dropped can actually vary. Instead of being just a bat from knocking him with the door, you can actually get the bat, or the golf club, or the pipe, or the knife. And each melee weapon in this game has different properties regarding active and inactive frames. So active frames are the frames in the swing animation that if enemies collide with the hitbox of the weapon, they get killed. And inactive frames are the frames where this hitbox doesn't kill enemies. So yeah, basically every melee weapon has active and inactive frames, but some do more than others, I guess. Some weapons have more active frames, like the knife. So with the knife, it has a very short swing time and it has a lot of active frames, so you can just hold it with left click and aim at enemies, and it makes levels a lot easier. But with the other three options, you actually time your swings. So yeah, so that's it. Here with the knife, I can swing really fast and I just aim at enemies. It's really easy, but I'm not gonna do it with the knife because it's boring. So here you kill this bathroom guy and you go upstairs. So in this floor there are two ways to approach it. There is a safer strat where it's basically a sequence of enemies you wanna kill. So you first kill this guy, and then this patrol, and then this other patrol, and then this stationary, which should look like this. So yeah, that's the strat. And something to note is that enemies have random reaction times. So I'm not gonna go over it completely because it's a bit complex, but basically enemies have random reaction time, so sometimes they will react a lot quicker and sometimes they will react a lot slower. So that's something to keep in mind. And the other strat in this room is to just run past this patrol. So you go here, you go through this corridor, kill this stationary, and then kill this patrol, and hopefully this guy you just skipped will follow you and he'll be about here in the entrance, so you can easily kill him. But again, reaction times are random, so sometimes he doesn't follow you, which you just go up here and kill him. He should be about here, which is not a big deal, honestly. So you see, he didn't see me, so he didn't follow me. And there he saw me, so I could do the strat normally. But yeah, that's it for this room. This strat is a bit harder, and honestly just do what you feel comfortable with. Just be aware that this one, like this guy, doesn't always follow you, so sometimes you have to go up here and kill him. So yeah. So coming up here, you have this big corridor with 2 enemies. So when you kill an enemy, his weapon will fall to the floor. And while it's falling, it can actually hit other enemies. So it will knock him down as if it was Jacket like throwing his weapon to the enemy, but it's not. And it's a bit annoying. It usually happens when enemies are very close to each other, like here. And if it happens, I mean, you just take the execution. It's no big deal. But yeah, that's something to be aware. If sometimes you see like enemies knocked down and be really confused because you thought you killed them, that's why. Yeah, you approach here and kill these 2 guys. And be aware, reaction time is random per enemy, so they can actually be really spaced out when they reach you, which usually results in a death, which, I mean, you just reset. So, and then you kill this guy, pick up his case, and go back. And while going downstairs, you go to the left here, and you wanna hit this guy first, which comes up here. And then the other guy that spawns down here, he will see you and follow you. So one important thing is that you aim upwards for the first enemy, because you don't want him with his back on the train, which will cause another type of execution which has a slower recovery time. So you don't want that. So to avoid that, you just aim upwards. It's pretty easy. So you go back to your car, go here to this alley and to this dumpster. So you get close to the dumpster and click to drop your case, and a dialogue will appear. So dialogues in this game are pretty lame. All you wanna do is hold right click and mash left click. That will get you through them as fast as possible. Right click skips the dialogue and left click jumps to the next dialogue. So yeah, like that. So you go back here, and for this hobo, you wanna punch him, pick up his bat, and execute him, which is the fastest way to kill him. So it's like this. You don't need to do it this fast, but all it matters is that you do this sequence because it's the fastest way. So yeah. Um, Now that the level is over, every time you go back to your car, you actually have two screens of just scores and points. And there's a way to do them really fast. So the first screen is a points thingy. So it will start counting your points that you made in the level. So what you want to do is hold left click to accelerate the points counting animation. And when the points finish counting, the final result will appear at the bottom of the screen. And when that appears, you mash left click. And then you go to the next score screen, for which you just hold left click. And it gets you through it as fast as possible. And after that, sometimes you unlock weapons or masks, for which you just mash left click again. Usually you unlock at least a mask or a weapon per level, unless it's a skip level. But yeah, just always make sure to mash left click whenever the second score screen is over. So that's about it. I'm gonna demonstrate it now. So I go to the car, hold left click, mash, hold, and mash. So here, actually, the next level is already unlocked. So what you can do is press ask, quit, go to continue, and the next level will be already selected. So you don't have to worry about doing menuing and stuff, but it's good to practice the menuing, even though you do it like every time after a level is completed. So, but yeah, I'll show it usually how I do it the fast way, like when I'm doing runs. So it's pretty easy. You just gotta mash left click for the last part, but that's about it. So bye.